And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Tuesday, October 21st. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Tuesday morning. Glad to have you with us. I'm glad to be on the air for Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Tracy Pope is with us this morning as usual, Director of Community Relations for Vanderbilt Wilson. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Now, I've got to say this. I've just got to at least thank you for guest hosting for me one of the days when I was gone a couple of weeks ago. I did listen, and I thought you did a wonderful job, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. It was such an honor, and, you know, your job is not as easy as it looks. You make it look so easy, and I just followed your lead on the Wednesdays that you do, and it turned out great. So thank you for asking me. I hope we get to do it again.
All right. Well, you're on the list.
Okay, good.
All right. You nearly always bring a medical professional to be here with you and me, and we have a good time finding out things that are going on at Vanderbilt Wilson, and this morning is no exception.
Yes. You know, 6 years ago when we became part of the Vanderbilt health system, we just, you know, knew that we had many amazing things to come, and, you know, Vanderbilt's invested over $50 million in our hospital, our infrastructure, our service lines, and, you know, Vanderbilt University Medical Center is an academic medical center. And when they purchased our hospital 6 years ago, we were the first hospital acquisition. They have joint ventures with a lot of hospital entities, but they had never purchased a hospital. So, you know, as the leadership team looks at what we are here in Wilson County, we just continue to expand. And we are so excited to talk about our newest endeavor here at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. We have Dr. Missy Scalise. She is a internal medicine primary care physician here in Wilson County, and she's the program director for our Vanderbilt Primary Care Internal Medicine Residency Program. So we're excited to talk about our residency program that will be happening here at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital.
All right, Dr. Mrs. Scalise, welcome again to our program.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start in the beginning and tell us a little bit about yourself, what brought you into medicine. I guess really as much of your background as you can tell us here in 2 or 3 minutes.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm an internal medicine physician. I practice primary care, and I've been doing so for the last 15 years. I am also a medical educator and been doing that for 15 years. So really excited now to have the opportunity to start a new residency program and just kind of train the next generation of physicians. I'm originally from rural Nebraska. I grew up in a trailer park outside of a small town in Nebraska and spent my life there up until residency, where I came here to Nashville, did residency training, and loved it so much that I've stayed, and I've been here for 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you miss Nebraska?
That's a great question. I miss some of the things. So they have certain things that are only in Nebraska, like runs of sandwiches. No one knows what those are. And a few other things. And some of my family still lives there. Those are the things that I really miss. But I love it here. And
we are familiar with the term Cornhuskers.
Yes, I think everybody is. Yes.
That's not a negative term, is it?
Not at all, no. We're very proud. I grew up, my first job as a 13-year-old was detasseling corn, which basically means going down rows of corn and taking the tassels off. So we are very proud of our Cornhusker tradition.
Well, so how long have you been here now in Middle Tennessee?
I've been here almost 20 years.
Okay. Well, what is a residency?
So that's a great question. So I'll kind of walk you through how someone becomes a doctor. So you basically you graduate from college. You decide to go to medical school. Medical school is 4 years. That first 2 years, that's basically in a classroom for most medical schools. The second 2 years is just a bunch of rotations that are 1 to 3 months long, where each of the students gets to kind of rotate through the different specialties. So surgery, family practice, internal medicine, which is what I do. And they get to kind of they try them on and kind of find out what fits best for them. And then at the end, they graduate from medical school, and then they go on to more training in residency, where they actually learn that specialty that they've chosen. So residency can be 3 to 5 years on top of medical school. The residents are doctors already. They have their MD or DO, and they're just learning that kind of specialty that they've chosen within internal medicine. At the end of residency, then they can become board certified and practice whatever specialty they've chosen without any supervision.
Well, how difficult was it for you at that point to choose? So you had to make a choice as to what the future held.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So the first rotation that I did was internal medicine, and as soon as I got there, I just really found like I found my people. I really connected with them. I could see myself being them. That's not true for everyone, though. Some people really struggle with that decision and kind of spend, most of the medical school trying to figure that out.
Well, so you chose to focus the residency on primary care.
Yeah, so primary care is kind of my passion, and I am so excited to train that next generation of primary care physicians. Primary care is so important to just the overall community health. It reduces or it improves outcomes, increases patient satisfaction. Additionally, having a residency program that's focused on primary care helps to relieve that shortage of primary care physicians that is within the United States. And Tennessee is no exception. We have a huge shortage of primary care physicians, especially outside of more of the urban areas. So excited to train that next generation.
So primary care is your thing.
It's my thing, yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess you've learned a lot about it in these years since you've been doing this.
Yep.
In the future, there's going to always be the need there, right?
Absolutely.
That's kind of where you start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Primary care. Why base residency at Vanderbilt Wilson and surrounding clinics?
Yeah, so as you guys are aware, Wilson County is the fastest growing county within Tennessee. Additionally, when you look at the United States, it's one of the fastest growing regions in the United States. So there's already a primary care shortage here, and that's going to be further exacerbated as the population increases. And so one of the reasons to have it within Wilson County is because it really will fulfill that need of training more primary care physicians who will actually practice in the community. Another reason is that the Wilson County Hospital was acquired by Vanderbilt in 2019, and Vanderbilt's invested a lot of resources to really improve the quality of the hospital, so much so that they can now train residents, which is a huge accomplishment, and we're really excited about that opportunity. The other thing, in this area, there's no residency programs that are training, and so we have a lot of fantastic physicians in the area that can educate, but they're not educating now. And so we're really trying to tap into that resource of all these educators that are in the area.
Well, I've got to ask this.
Yeah.
Most doctors are on call really 24/7. Doing what you do, are your hours more Monday through Friday?
It's a great question. So I am mostly Monday through Friday seeing patients in the clinic. I don't do hospital work anymore. I just focus on the outpatient setting, but I am on call if I have patients that need anything during the week, and then some weekends I'm also on call.
Well, tell us more about the details of the program here at Vanderbilt Wilson, the start date.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to start July 1st, 2026. We'll have our kind of first residents on the ground. Each resident class will have 8 residents, and then by that third year, because internal medicine is a 3-year residency program, we'll have 24 residents, and we'll have 24 residents then from then on. We are super excited. We have an accrediting organization that really kind of supervises all the residency programs and approves them to start. And so we just found out that we received accreditation last month, which is one of the reasons I'm here to kind of talk about it. So those are the kind of basic gist of it.
Well, Tracy, you have seen this from the beginning, and probably met Dr. Scalise when she walked in the front door, so to speak. What do you think of
since I feel like I've been able to watch the journey of Vanderbilt here in Wilson County. I worked for a general surgeon for 10 years, and then I've been at the hospital for 10, and we've been part of Vanderbilt for 6. So it's been incredible to watch the vision. And I remember remember Dr. Pinson speaking to our community in 2019, and he said, "We're an academic medical center, but we will not have residents for at least 5 years. We don't know what this community will bring. We're here to see what it might offer, but it's going to be at least 5 years." And here we are, 6 years into Vanderbilt, and this is the vision. And it's really incredible to see this unfold.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sure you're glad to hear her say that. But you're certainly familiar with the history of Vanderbilt coming to Wilson County, and you're a part of it, and really continuing to make Vanderbilt history every day with all that you're doing here and the investment that's being made.
Yeah, no, I cannot tell you how excited I am about all of it.
Okay, our program this morning featuring Tracy Pope and Dr. Missy Scalise, Program Director for Vanderbilt Primary Care Internal Medicine Residency Program, and we've got a lot more to talk about, but right now it is time for a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Get a battery installed in most vehicles. $199.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of wrecks out here. Here's what we're seeing here in the last few minutes. Heavy traffic on 24 westbound at Bell Road, Hickory Hollow Parkway. You got all that traffic flowing in right now from Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. Here in this section of Davidson County, heavier than it was down through the Mount Juliet area with that volume, especially on 40 westbound. As you continue through the Hermitage area, it has gotten heavier westbound. Vietnam vets, they're coming through Hendersonville. When you need dependable towing for your car, big truck, no matter what county, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
And now, a moment of silence to remember our dear friend.
Sorry. Oh, man. Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. With a wide range of air conditioners, furnaces, and heat pumps, Rheem makes it easy to feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable. Oh, jeez.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Cedar City RV, your destination for all things camping. Whether you're looking for travel trailers, fifth wheels, or anything in between, Cedar City RV has you covered. We proudly offer top brands like Forest River, Palomino, Rockwood, Coachman, and more. Plus, expert service after the sale to keep you on the road with confidence. Financing is available, making it easier than ever to start your next adventure. Visit us online at cedarcityrv.com or stop by our location at 1102 Sparta Pike in Lebanon to explore new and previously enjoyed models today.
Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals on everything you need for your special event. Birthdays, weddings, corporate events, they have you covered. Tables, chairs, tents, linens, dance floor, and so much more. Visit their new showroom in Lebanon at 713 East Main Street in the old Ferguson's building. Find them every day at fiestas.com or on Facebook. Everyday Fiestas offers party rentals that can transform your vision into a beautiful reality. Mention this ad to receive 10% off.
And we continue here for a Tuesday morning. Each Tuesday, our program is presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and twice a month, Tracy Pope comes out and brings a medical professional or someone to tell us more about Vanderbilt Wilson. And Tracy's here, of course, this morning, along with Dr. Missy Scalise, the Program Director for Vanderbilt Primary Care Internal Medicine Residency Program. And Dr. Scalise, we might go back to what we were saying just a minute or two before they went to the break here about your start date. This is something you've been working on for a good while, something you're really excited about, and a great addition to Vanderbilt Wilson, but it's still we're still in the talking stage right now.
That's exactly right. So we basically have been working on this for about a year or so, and we had our kind of initial application and planning and all of that went through last month. And so now we are in the process of recruiting our new class of residents. We will have what's called a match day where we find out which residents are actually going to be training with us on March 20th, and that's kind of our next day of celebration. And then the next kind of milestone is when they actually start, which is July 1st.
And this is, we are so excited about Match Day because this is new for our community, new for our hospital, new for Vanderbilt. So working together to figure out, should we do a community celebration, a hospital celebration? I'm not really sure. So I'm just excited about it and hope that we can welcome our 8 students and get them to love our community and want to stay here.
Absolutely.
You mentioned 8. Is that what's 8 got to do with things?
Yes. So we have.
She mentioned it earlier. So our program will have 8 students each year, and it's a 3-year program. So after 3 years, we'll have 24 students, and it will continue to be 24 students from that point forward.
Okay. Well, I guess I was thinking
you were reading the notes.
Next
that's okay.
Question or something when you said that. I missed that, but that's you already got it planned here, at least for 3 years, the size of it and so on. Now, what about, of course, you'll see how this goes, but do you have any idea after 3 years, what's your dream there?
Really my dream is to start this program, and at the end of 3 years, that's kind of what the maximum number of residents that we'll have moving forward. And so the plan will really be just to continue training that 8 class of residents each year, which 24 total, from then on, and really train physicians that want to do primary care, that want to stay in the community, because studies have shown actually that wherever you train in residency, you're much more likely to stay there and practice. And I'm a great example of that.
Mm-hmm. And so this will be 3 years. You're one of 8 in the class, one of 24 that are there for the program. And at least right now, that's as large as you envision this becoming.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yep.
Is there a reason to think that it would ever be more than that, or is this just?
Now you're
That's
asking
a great
these
question.
questions that that's just the size of the class and just the capacity, and so we're excited to get started. And after 3 years, 8 will graduate, and then 8 new will come in to have a 3-year rotation. So we're excited to talk about where our residents are going to train here in Wilson County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we've set up, we have a kind of curriculum, we call it, that spans the 3 years, and the residents will spend a lot of their time at the Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They'll be seeing patients in the hospital. They'll be doing consultations with patients. They will also be in clinics in the surrounding areas. So Vanderbilt clinics, they'll be rotating there. You may see them. And then we're actually partnering with some of the other institutions outside of Vanderbilt to have residents training with physicians, say at Heritage Medical or Nephrology Associates, so that they get just a great breadth of knowledge from all the physicians that are in the area.
Well, no doubt it's an exciting time, and especially for you. You're just really getting in here on the ground floor and getting things rolling. And Tracy, you are kind of looking over her shoulder, no doubt.
No, not at all. I'm just here for the ride and to watch the excitement unfold.
Well, that's what I mean. You're watching. you're
I'm an observer, not.
You are excited about every new and good thing that comes through the doors at Vanderbilt Wilson.
Something that I've heard Dr. Scalise talk about that I think is very interesting, because many of us that aren't really in the depths of healthcare don't understand it. So you talked about our undergraduate degree and then going on to medical school. And then after medical school, you kind of pick a residency. And so there's really 2 paths I've heard you talk about: internal medicine, primary care, and then surgery. Is that right? And then there's like specialties after that. So I think a lot of people might not understand that if you see a cardiologist, they went through your internal medicine. If you want to talk a little bit more about how that works.
So internal medicine is a little bit unique as far as medical specialties. So internal medicine, you can actually do, when you get done with residency, which is that 3 years, you can go on to practice primary care, which is what I chose to do. You can also go on to practice in the hospital, which is what's called hospital medicine or hospitalists. And that's you spend most of your time in the hospital taking care of the patients that are there. And then you could also choose to do one of the medical subspecialties specialties like cardiology or pulmonary or nephrology. So you can go on to more training. That's called a fellowship from the internal medicine residency. We are really trying to train physicians that choose that primary care route, but we may also have some physicians that choose hospital medicine and choose to do fellowship. And when they go on to fellowship, they come back to the area and practice whatever specialty that they've chosen.
Well, I'm thinking about the 8 that will be chosen. They will, I would think, be chosen from a much larger number. Who makes that decision?
That's a great question. So residencies actually participate in what's called the match, which happens every year. And we have so many students that graduate and so many residency programs that have positions open that we can't do the normal kind of hiring that we would normally do. And what they've instead kind of developed is a process where the applicants apply to programs. We invite them for interviews. We maybe, like for our program, we're going to interview about 100 people. And then all the people that interviewed also interviewed at other programs. In February, we each make our lists. So the applicants all make their lists of where they want to be. We make our lists of who we want to see in our program. And then there's an algorithm that takes everybody and matches them to the residency program. We all find out on match day. So it's a big process.
Well, it's quite involved.
It is.
And there seems like there's more to the decision than just maybe one person.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, no doubt you're going to really be excited about that, and those first 8 will no doubt be special to you.
Absolutely. Really, truly, like this program is one of my dreams. I've always wanted to do this, and I cannot wait to meet them and, just start getting to know them.
Well, let's talk some more about the benefits of starting a primary care internal medicine residency program here, because, I think we can, if we think a little bit here, kind of even somebody who knows so little about the whole medical profession as me. I can see benefits from this and something else here, but here you're talking about a dream come true for you. So what are the lasting benefits of all of this?
Right. So just having residents in the area, seeing patients will increase access to care. So these residents will actually be primary care physicians while they're training, and so they'll increase access to primary care just by them being here.
Okay.
Additionally, a lot of those residents will choose to do primary care and choose to be in the area. And so we are helping to fulfill that need in the area of primary care physicians and really training that future generation of who's going to take care of the community. And then the other thing that I think is a benefit is actually being cared for by residents. So when you have a resident that's taking care of you, you have somebody that just graduated from medical school. They may not have all the experience, but they know the latest and greatest. They've just gotten done and studied, and they just know all the latest things. And then they're paired with an attending physician who supervises them and has a lot of experience. And so really you get the benefit of 2 physicians overseeing your care, each having their own kind of benefits to taking care of you and the best of both worlds. So a bunch of different benefits. I hope that this is also kind of a dream come true for the area, not just for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's why we have to spread the word, because I feel like a lot of people, since we've been Vanderbilt, they've always said, do you have residents? Do you, and we've been able to say, no, we don't. We're, a regional community hospital. But now that we are helping our community understand what that program is and how they can help support us and be excited for us and really give value to the benefit of these students, hopefully, choosing to continue their practice here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got about 2.5 minutes left here this morning. Have we covered this pretty well, Dr. Mrs. Calise? Anything else you want to add quickly here?
Yeah. So the only other thing I would say is that I think that training at Wilson County Hospital will be a lot different than training at the main campus. So over at the Vanderbilt main campus, we have residency programs, but they don't focus on primary care. So we have a kind of a special program that's focused on primary care, unique to Vanderbilt. Additionally, at the Wilson County Hospital, it's just a different experience than being at the main hospital. You don't have you get to be that first person that sees the patient, whereas if you go to Vanderbilt, you may not be that first person. So residents get a great experience and really understand how to take care of patients better.
All right, Tracy, we always let you have the last word, and you can fill up this last minute and a half with anything you want. But I just looking at the two of you and listening to you this morning, see the excitement, and not only from Dr. Scalise, but from you. I mean, you have certainly expressed your excitement and gratitude and thankfulness for what we're about to have.
Well, we absolutely have a wonderful community. You know, we have great leadership, we have great organizations, and just Vanderbilt purchasing our hospital and being part of this community, our primary source for healthcare here in Wilson County, you know, our only full service hospital. This is just a huge addition. And like I said earlier, we don't know what this is going to look like, but I know there's so many listeners out there that can maybe have ideas and suggestions and come to us and say, let's do this or let's do that, and really embrace these students to help them love our community like we do. So I think it's just an exciting time. I'm looking forward to Dr. Scalise and I coming back on the radio regularly leading up to our match day, and then even beyond. We'll probably let the students get acclimated before we bring them on the radio, but I'm sure that they will, and can just talk about the program and the hospital and their experience.
And no doubt some of these students will become Wilson Countyans.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope so.
Thank you both for being with us this morning. Tracy Pope, Dr. Mrs. Scalise, and that's part one of Coleman and Company, brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson. More coming up here on FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of wrecks out here right now. Just heavy traffic flow trying to get up through the Antioch area, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, with that crowd there on 24 westbound at Bell Road, OHV. It's slow go 65 south at Trinity Lane, trying to load up now through Hendersonville. That traffic coming in from Sumner County right now on Vietnam. That's going westbound towards Conference Drive. When you need dependable towing for your car, big truck, no matter what county, call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
On Saturday, October 25th from 10 to 2, Drug Free Wilco, the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, Lebanon Police, and Mount Jit Police invite you to National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Turn in unused medications at Gibbs Pharmacy, Walgreens on West Main, Three Forks Marketplace, or TriStar Mount Jit ER. Unused prescriptions can lead to poisoning, overdose, or misuse. Dispose of them safely and receive a free lockbox from Drug Free Wilco. This project is funded under contract with State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Your Titans traveled north to Lucas Oil Stadium this Sunday to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Farm Bureau Health Plan's Titans Countdown is on the air at 2:30. Then Taylor Zarzer and Coach Mac, Dave McGinnis, have Titans and Colts Part 2 with a kickoff at 3:25.
Brought to you by Bates Ford, the City of Lebanon Gas Department, Steve Moe Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
The Tennessee Titans on your sports leader in Wilson County, WANT FM 98.9.
We'll have partly cloudy skies for today with highs in the lower 70s. Clear and cool again for tonight, lows in the lower 40s. And then mostly sunny for our Wednesday, highs in the upper 60s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2 here on a Tuesday. We welcome you as our listeners. We welcome Sean Dozier from Hearthside Senior Living. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Sean, of course, Executive Director, and Hearthside is located at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. And Sean gets to come here each Tuesday and tell us the latest, and I always look forward to your visit.
Well, I do too. I missed you last 2 weeks, but I'm glad you're back. And
Thank you.
we've had a lot of transition the last couple of weeks, and we've had a lot of folks in the hospital, and they go to rehab and stay a few weeks and get stronger. Then they come back to the assisted living, and when they come back, Coleman, they follow up with home health. So just like if you were going home with home health, when you come back to the assisted living at your home, so you're able to do home health, which means you can continue to have your physical therapy, you continue to have your occupational therapy or speech therapy at Hearthside. So I think that's important to note that we do that. We team up with several home health companies, and they're able to continue that. It's important because in assisted living, you do have to transfer. You have to be able to get out of the building in 13 minutes if there's a fire alarm. And actually, we did have a fire alarm go off Sunday night. It always happens on Sunday night, And we had a wire that tripped, and fire department came out and it helped us. But
this was not planned.
No, this was not planned. No, so we had to take care of that Sunday night. And but anyway, it's important to be able to get out of the building in 13 minutes. That's a state regulation, and so we encourage folks when they go. If they go to the hospital, they fall, or they for whatever reason have a stroke, whatever. They go to rehab after they stay in the hospital. They stay for a couple of weeks. Medicare pays for the first 20 days, they pay 100% of it. So most people stay 20 days in a rehab facility. Then they come back and then they get that physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy to continue their progress. And that's important because when we have a lot of these transitions, Coleman, we want to keep them in assisted living as long as we can. We want to be able to serve them and serve their family so they don't have to go to a nursing home. They don't have to stay long-term care. So that physical therapy, that occupational therapy is important to keep them strong so they're able to transfer, they're able to get out of the building. And, I just was thinking about that coming in because we did have a lot of people go out lately, and now they're starting to come back in, and we're starting to see them walk down the hallways. We're starting to see them do some occupational therapy in our activity rooms. So there's a lot going on. And so when people come back, they don't just come back and sit. They come back and they get that exercise, that therapy that they need.
But you're right there to help them all you can to stay with you at Hearthside as long as you can.
Yeah, the average person stays 3 or 4 years in assisted living, and so we try to extend that longer than that. We've had some people there over a decade. And we try to extend that. We want people to stay as long as they can. We do really follow the regulation. If you can't transfer, if you can't get out of the building in 13 minutes, there's a thing called 30-day notice. And so we give those people a 30-day notice, and they're able to have plenty of time to pick a long-term care facility or a memory care where they can go to and live that season of their life. But we take that very seriously. When you walk into Hearthside, it's not a nursing home. We don't have lifts. We don't have a bunch of equipment because we really follow the regulations. We want to make sure they're able to get out of the building in 13 minutes. And so when you walk into Hearthside, it doesn't really feel like an assisted living. You see people just like us walking around doing things that they're supposed to be doing. And that's what makes Hearthside different in many ways. Many times you walk into assisted livings and it feels like a nursing home. And that's because a lot of times they keep people longer probably than they should. And we try very hard to keep it an appropriate place for people to stay.
Well, I'm glad you explained all of that this morning, but it's just another way that Hearthside works.
Well, it's working well. We have a long waiting list for independent living. We have a shorter list for our assisted living, but we do have a wait list, and we're starting to go down that wait list. So if you're interested in assisted living, 615-443-1994. We don't say that enough. And then our website is hearthsideliving.com. .com, and that has all of our room sizes. It has all the services that we provide. Of course, we like to say we're all, we have one, what do we like to say, an all-encompassed pricing because we don't nickel and dime you, as Coleman likes to say. We give you one price and we stick to it, and people really appreciate that. That's all on our website, hearthsideliving.com.
Yeah, well, most people are mostly concerned about the bottom line. And the simpler you can get to that bottom line, really, the better most people
Well, we're simple because we just give them a price, and that includes the services. And when I tell them that, we get a lot of stares because a lot of folks not only do they charge a community fee or a move-in fee, which we do not charge. That's a big deal. You don't have to pay several $1,000s just to move in. We don't charge a move-in fee, and then I like to call it affordable assisted living, Coleman. We're nothing's cheap these days, but we're affordable, and I think we provide the best customer service in town.
Are you ready for a Hearthside Hello?
Well, my Hearthside Hello, if you know, you know. His name is Worm.
Yes.
So if you know, you know. So my Hearthside Hello, I don't even know his name, Coleman.
I do, but it won't come to me right this minute.
He delivers our medication from Gibbs Pharmacy every afternoon, and I just have always called him Worm.
And he has legal connections.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, I'll be sure to mention. I see him every day.
Yeah.
I should ask him his name.
All right.
But anyway,
Hearthside Hello to Worm.
Yeah.
Gibson.
Is that his name?
That's his last name.
Gibson, okay.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson, okay. Next week I'll come back with a name. How about that?
You never know what you're going to get. I'm Coleman and Coleman.
I know.
But we appreciate you so much.
See you later.
And have a good one. See you next Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
Sean Dozier, Hearthside Senior Living. Give him a call, 615-443-1994. We're about 20 minutes before the hour, and Mike Jennings is here. Mike is our county attorney. He is the mayor of Watertown. He is the UT football extraordinaire, another way to describe him. And he's not the happiest camper this morning, but Mike, we're glad to see you.
Well, I'm glad to be here. It's good to see you and have you back, and congratulations on your team's status at the time. And
well, they didn't beat Alabama either.
Well, I know, but you've beaten everybody else, and that was a good team you beat Saturday.
Yeah.
I thought you would beat them, but LSU's a pretty good football team.
Well, if you pay any attention to the rankings, and I think Vanderbilt's ranked 10th. I believe that's where they are.
That's what I
believe
saw.
Everybody they play the rest of the year is ranked below 10.
I was going to ask you, I know they play Missouri, Tennessee, and Texas. Who are the other two games?
Play Auburn and Kentucky.
Okay. Both those teams could have their coaches gone by the time
I thought
they
all
play.
along, looking at the schedule, Texas would kill them. But Texas is not the powerhouse I thought they were.
No.
And Missouri's pretty good. If they can beat Missouri, they've got a good chance, I'd think, against Auburn and Kentucky. And Texas maybe, and
they can
Tennessee.
run. They can run the table.
Well, if they did, that would be something.
It is something because of their past, but also this league we play in, Coleman, is, and I get not tickled, I get somewhat upset on Saturday night when I read the comments about coaches and stuff because this one made a bad play or this one didn't call the right defense. You know, this is a tough league we play in, and coaches are going to make mistakes. And if you're going to fire a coach every time he makes a mistake, you're going to hire one every other day. And you got to battle in this league. And if Vanderbilt goes through that 8-game schedule with one loss, they'll deserve everything they get.
Well, this coach played at Vanderbilt.
He did?
He seems to fit the mold of, in my opinion, of what a Vanderbilt coach ought to be. Maybe more than some we've had in a long time. At least the one I can think in the past that would even come close would be George McIntyre.
Yes.
And I appreciate him.
Who has ties to Tennessee now.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Well, there's been some criticism. There's been a lot of, but there's always a lot of criticism when Vanderbilt plays. When UT plays Alabama,
yeah.
And I've watched nearly all of that game. I was telling Sean here before we went on the air here. A lot of times I fall asleep in a football game, but I didn't fall asleep Saturday night, and I keep wondering what would have happened if they hadn't had that pass interception at the end of the first half.
Well, that was a potential 14-point swing, and you'd like to think that Tennessee could have won the game. Either team could have won it at that point in time. I don't think Alabama would have folded their tent and gone away. And they were playing at home. That's worth a lot. It's a very active crowd. One of the bigger crowds I've seen down there in the Tennessee-Alabama games. And believe it or not, there's been a few in the past where it wasn't full. But it was the other night, and it was hopping.
You have any trouble getting tickets?
Well, I had mine in advance. I bought them. Now, they put me... as my friend Rick Martin said, we were up there where we could see St. Peter. We were 4 rows from the top in the highest section they have, and it was tough getting up there. And once I got up there, I bought me a water and Gatorade or something, and I ain't coming down.
Yeah.
I'm staying for the duration. And
some people call it the nosebleed section.
No, it was past that.
Oh,
it was parachute time. If you're not coming down the steps, you need a parachute.
Yeah. Well, what's the rest of the year look like to you? I mean, for Tennessee?
Tough. We go to Kentucky this week, and then we play Oklahoma, play Vanderbilt, and we play at Florida. Now we've still got one of our non-conference games in there.
Yeah.
But we've got 4 SEC games that are tough, and you could lose 2 games and get into the playoff. So what that means is Tennessee's got to run the table. Vanderbilt could lose another one and still get in, like we did last year.
Yeah.
We had 2 losses. So the thing that may hold Vanderbilt back is that they don't draw a crowd with them when they travel.
Yeah.
And but the football team shouldn't be punished. If they go 11-1, 10-2 there.
All right, we need to take a break here in a second, but we did have a county commission meeting last night. That's your primary reason for being here.
Yeah.
Although it wouldn't be me and you if we didn't start out a little sports.
That's right. Hour-long meeting, fairly mundane, to be honest with you. We had several resolutions, just moving money and appropriating some additional money. Nothing, nothing earth-shattering or anything, but we can talk a little bit about some of the things we did, but
all right. Mike Jennings is with us, and more coming up. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Wrapping up a wreck over in the Donaldson area right now. 40 westbound near Spence Lane. It's a lot of volume in that area coming past B&A Airport there at Donaldson Pike. Continues to build pretty good now with that volume. It's only getting heavier. 24 westbound coming in right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, up through the Antioch area. Building pretty good. 65 northbound as you work your way up through Williamson County out of Franklin there into Brentwood. When you need dependable towing for your car, big truck here in Middle Tennessee, make sure you call STR Towing and Recovery. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Together in faith and care. This is Sean Dozier at Harshside Senior Living. Since 1994, Harshside has been focused on its residents for the glory of God and the enjoyment and security of all its residents. This mission, expressed initially by Dr. Jimmy Morris, continues to guide us today. Located in the heart of Lebanon, our respected, locally owned, nonprofit assisted living community offers a warm and welcoming environment. Schedule your tour today. Contact us at 615-443-1994.
Your Lebanon High football team is back on the field, and we're back in the booth. Join Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, and myself, John Boyce, as the Blue Devils hit the gridiron each week. Lebanon football is brought to you by Bates Ford, Birdine Supply, Fakes and Hooker, Kay Maynard with State Farm Insurance, Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. This Friday, your Blue Devils will be on the road at Gallatin High School. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7.
where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
And we continue here on this Tuesday. Mike Jennings, our county attorney. We'll go from sports to government now. And the county commission meeting last night, you've already said, pretty routine, mundane, not a lot of excitement, not a whole lot to talk about that the Mayor Hutto and I didn't cover yesterday probably, but
probably not. When I say mundane, I'll just say there was nothing that...
Did you say that word, or did I make it up?
I think I may have said it.
Well, we probably both said it, okay.
But it nothing that sparked a lot of debate.
Yeah.
So probably the biggest thing we did financially that'll mean the most to people out there would be that we appropriated $3 million last night to build the new animal control facility for the county, which is much needed, and it's been in the planning stages for some time. So that will start. I didn't hear last night what it said when it might start and when it might end, but the money's there now, so I'm assuming they're ready to bid the project.
Well, expound on that a little bit. Mayor Hutto touched on it yesterday, but he was we had a lot to cover, and he didn't give a lot of details. Where's it going to be? And
it's out on Tennessee Boulevard. It is in the old Road Commission building, the Steve Armistead building, and we moved up the road there and named that building after the late Steve Armistead. So that is going to be there. It's a nice building, and it's got some acreage with it where they can have the pens for the dogs to run outside and, I say, play, for lack of a better term. So it will be a step up because it'll allow them to have maybe some increased hours and also make it easier for people to find them to adopt if they wish to.
Well, now, is this just been a renovation of the current building?
Yeah, it will be, but it'll have to be renovated pretty extensively to handle dogs. And they had one big room out there for their equipment where they worked on it and that type of thing. Everything else was kind of small rooms. My gut hunch is they don't need that many small rooms. They need more space. So maybe they'll knock some walls down and refurbish.
Well, I'm much more. I mean, I'm familiar with that building, with the entrance and the offices maybe there, but mostly I was more familiar with what was down on Oak Street all those years.
Well, I go back that far too. And I said the old Road Commission building, the second old.
Right, and when you talk, and so how long have they had this the third one?
Time gets away from me, Coleman. Not long, couple of years.
Okay,
and they went up and did some. They refurbished that a little bit, but it sits further back off the road. There's more ground in front of it. It also joins the lot where we store our equipment, and the salt shed and all of that. So it's all contiguous there.
Well, I need to have our road man out here a little bit more, but he kind of shies away from the microphone, he says, and but I'm gonna get him before long.
Yeah, he's a good guy, does a good job.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's more one of these guys that he's more of a doer than he is a talker.
Yeah.
So,
okay, back to last night's meeting. What else?
Got a new member of the Water Authority. Neil Agee Jr. was elected last night to a 5-year term. Zendel Murphy has held that seat, and Zendel last month fell 2 votes short. The mayor last night made a nice little talk about how he, the people that had asked him about holding the position, and that he felt that Zendel had done a good job, and he felt loyal to him, and he put his name in nomination again, and he came up 2 votes short again. So the next name he placed in there was Neil Agee Jr., local attorney, and Neil got 17 votes. So.
Does it take 17 or just
13, but he got 17. and I didn't have a clue when they were voting how that would.
There are very
turn
few
out.
things that take 17.
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
But usually it's just the majority, which is 13 out of 25.
Right.
Okay.
And try and think, of course, the director of schools gave us his report. We have a new transportation director, and I always take interest in this. He said, where did I write it down? 819 students now in the county
21,819.
28,19.
28,19.
I was about to say he anticipates being at 21 by the first of the year.
Yeah, just shy of 21,000.
Yeah, and that's just think about how that's grown since you and I have been talking. Used to be 6,500, 7,000 people. Now we're 3 times the size of that. The construction on the newest elementary school continues. Apparently, is on time and scheduled to be open. And then last night, a question was asked about the new court building. Where the old church used to be, and Mayor said it was still on target to be open March of 2027. So there's a lot of work going on down there. You see a lot of men, and that's one of the bigger buildings we've had in Lebanon. It's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. Just watching, I mean, I go by it nearly every day and just seeing it from, of course, you couldn't see over there for a while because they had some curtains like there on the ground construction, couldn't see. But once it's got up where you could see past that, it's a very impressive structure, and they're coming right along with it.
They are.
Now, I ask you this. Of course, you're the county attorney, and you're interested in it from that aspect. But being a practicing attorney and in court from time to time, I don't know how often you go to the courtroom or have cases like that. But you no doubt going to be over there every once in a while.
Yes.
How much input and from the county perspective as county attorney, as well as just being a practicing attorney, this building, what's it mean to you, and how do you, what kind of grade do you give the structure and the planning and what all the cooperation and all so far?
I think it was planned out from what I saw. I didn't attend all the meetings, but from what I saw, I think it was planned out very well, and they tried to accommodate each judge for what they felt they needed for their courtroom. Now, I understand here there's been a couple of modifications here lately that they're still talking about, but by and large, everybody seemed to be pleased with the way it progressed. It will obviously be a benefit to the attorneys, and I'm not in court as much as I used to be 15, 20 years ago, but it will also be a benefit to the people who have to be in the system, whether it be for a civil case or whether they're on a jury or, whether or not they're charged with a criminal offense. And the convenience of having all of those there next to the jail and really everything on one plot of ground, it's going to be a benefit to everybody. And, of course, you'll have the clerk's offices have to be there to staff the court. So there'll be people going in and out of there a lot, and maybe they don't have any actual courtroom business, but they need to get to the clerk's office to do something, and everything will be it'll be a one-stop shop.
Well, I don't think much has been said about safety features being built in and this sort of thing, but I think it almost go without saying that all this has probably been in the forefront, just hadn't had to be mentioned a lot. It's something you take for granted anymore. So it'll probably be one of the safest
I would think
buildings
so,
as far as access and this sort of thing goes.
And I'm sure they've got a safety plan. Of course, they're not going to publish that. And the same way we do with the school system, we have a safety plan for every school, but you don't publish that for obvious reasons. And so they'll have that there. I'm sure it'll have the most modern safeguards that you can have within the constraints of what you can spend.
You said the report last night is that it's on schedule. What do you know when it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, March of 2027 is what the mayor said last night.
Okay, so we're
we're 18
less
months
than a year and a
away.
half away.
Yeah,
something like that.
Because they're still working on the outside, and once they get inside, you know how when you build a house, it slows down when you get inside.
Yeah. Well, we usually wind up talking a little bit about Watertown. What's the latest in the Liquid City?
Well,
and you know where I got
you've been talking to Fred
Anthony.
Fred Anthony
the
Burton.
Liquid City.
Yeah, we got a city council meeting tonight, and I'm sure there'll be some things that I hadn't heard yet. Maybe it'll be brought up or whatever. But we are still progressing on. We're right in the middle of the sewer project. We are still working actively with the federal government to jump through all the hoops on the turntable Chrissy grant. And then we are doing some much needed work on the water tank. It'll be drained and painted and repaired. So we're doing that.
That's quite a project.
Yeah, it is.
The draining part of that intrigues me a little bit.
And what intrigues me is that it doesn't have water in it. Right now we have an alternate, still our water, and we have a temporary tank, and then our pumps are pumping pretty much nonstop. I can't tell any difference in the pressure or anything, but what really worries me is a fire. And I'll be very happy when they tell me that tank's done and we're ready to fill it back up.
How far away?
That was supposed to be, as I recall, a 90-day project. Now, it won't require the whole 90 to do. You know, there was some prep work. But it's ongoing right now.
So there is light at the end of the tunnel.
There is. I have a budget committee that I met with yesterday at Watertown just to talk about tonight, because we're 25% of the way through the year. We're in good shape on that. I know we raised the rates, and I still hate that, but we had to. All this work had to be done. It's kind of like your house, Coleman. You can live in it and not paint it, but sooner or later you're going to have to paint it, or you're going to have to fix the roof, or you're going to have to do something. And it was time for us to do these things. So.
Well, I hope you have a good meeting tonight, and I'm sure you'll get all this done in time. Just be patient and think positive, and know that you're going to get there. It'll take a little while.
And then we're going to turn our attention to street paving. And I've been telling people that, and I mean, we're going to. Now, how much we can get done, I don't know. Depend on funding, but we're going to get there.
Mike, always appreciate your visit. See you next month.
Yes, sir.
Mike Jennings, our county attorney, and that's it for a Tuesday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.